What's going on, guys? This is the Red Rogue, and I hope you're all doing well today. Well, it finally happened. I decided after Shadowlands being out for about almost 5.5 months at this point, that I would level and gear up an alt. And then I remembered probably the most arbitrary and time-consuming thing that there is for Covenants. Well, besides farming Anima, and Covenant Sanctum upgrades, and the fact that none of my soul shapes on my main can be used on my alt. I was trying to get at Renown, which is the point of this video, as I've decided to put together a guide of how you can earn it. So thank you so much for joining me today. Now let's go earn some Renown. This video will be segmented and timestamped so you can jump around as needed for information or to refresh yourself at a later time. If you have any other tips or advice to share with everyone, then feel free to leave a comment below, or if you have any further questions, you can ask here or on my community Discord. The link for that will be in the description of this video. So, Renown. Naturally, you need to have Renown to unlock a ton of your Covenant's features, but probably the most important feature you unlock are Soulbinds. These can be a huge source of your overall damage, so even being on a lower geared or fresh alt, Renown is extremely important to get as quickly as you're able to. There are a number of ways you can earn Renown, so I'll go over the ones I know and rate them based on how effective I consider them. First is the most obvious, albeit slowest choice, Covenant Weekly Quests. There are 2 of these each week, with one requiring you to earn 1000 Anima, and the other being to rescue souls from the Maw. Anima is earned from many things, like world quests, raid bosses, dungeons, and more, so this is a pretty easy one that you should earn passively without much attention to it. Rescuing souls from the Maw is also pretty painless, even though the Maw is kinda lame sometimes, but there are many spawn points for them to be camped, so you can just wait for them to respawn. I like this one in particular down by where the Borgeth rare spawns, since there are these 2 souls that usually respawn super fast right here. As you can imagine, this is the lowest option on this list because there are only 2 of them, and while they're easy to do, they can only be done once per week. Certain steps of your Covenant campaign will also reward a Renown level, but these are finite and require reaching certain levels of Renown to get them anyways, so they're passive ones you'll earn no matter what. It is very important to know, however, the Renown catch-up system will recognize the guaranteed Renown that you get from the Covenant campaign. So basically, if you've been spam farming Renown and you aren't getting any more, then it's most likely not just bad luck or the developers toying with you, but it's actually because the campaign will require you to finish the chapters to get the Renown that you would get from the chapters anyways, because the game knows you're gonna earn it, so it won't let you earn it from anywhere else. It does also factor in the 2 Covenant weekly quests that I just mentioned right before this, so if you have those available for you this week and you haven't been earning any Renown from other sources, it could very likely be because those quests are available. Covenant callings are a very easy source of Renown. These are basically like your emissary quests from Battle for Azeroth or Legion, and are usually something simple to do like doing X number of dailies in a certain zone, or fill up a percentage bar by doing dungeons and killing rares and other content in a specific section of Shadowlands. These are also a source of gold, conduits, gear, and sometimes even cool looking mounts. There are a limited amount of callings each week, but this is a really solid choice if you're looking for a more relaxed way of getting extra Renown with some added incentives too. Killing the world boss each week will award you with a Renown level, and this is pretty fast to do since most groups will leave auto-accept on. It's also a source of your Covenant-specific conduit, some item level 207 gear, 250 Anima for completing the world quest, which is to kill the boss, and some classes and specs get their legendary powers from these world bosses. Definitely worthwhile to do this each week, especially on a fresh level 60 character for all these reasons. So even though it's only 1 Renown a week, it is a great idea to make sure you do it. Now these next 2 options are where I think you can really catch up on your Renown quickly. Every raid boss has a chance once per week to give you a Renown level, and this Renown lockout is difficulty specific. So basically, you can kill Shriekwing or whatever boss you want on LFR, and Normal, and Heroic, and you'll have 3 chances at getting Renown each week. So if you were really ambitious, you could clear the raid on as many difficulties as possible each week for a ton of extra Renown opportunities. However, if you're on a really fresh level 60, you might only be able to queue for LFR, or if you're in a guild willing to drag you through some Normal or maybe even Heroic, then this is a huge benefit. The downside is that raiding can be somewhat time consuming if you want to do full clears, and the queue for LFR if you aren't a tank or healer can sometimes feel as long as the first tier of Shadowlands. Almost. And now, probably the best choice in my opinion for Renown farming if you want to have an infinite source of earning it. Low-level Mythic Plus dungeons. At the end of a Mythic Plus run, you have, from what I've seen, an extremely high chance of earning a Renown level. Out of the 6 Mythic Plus dungeons that I've done, and they were all below level 4 on this really low item level druid, I've so far gotten Renown every time. Now that might just be a bit of good luck on my part, but if you have any folks that you normally run with, then you can make a pretty strong and fast push through your Renown levels while also earning gear that you can upgrade with Valor, which you'll also be earning at the same time. On top of all that, you'll also get a decent bit of anima if you don't get any loot, which will also help with earning that 1000 anima for your weekly Renown quest, so it all works out pretty nicely. You can also do something similar with Heroic Dungeons Automated Group Finder, though I didn't have nearly as much luck with getting Renown that way than I did with my Mythic Plus spam, as I did 3 Heroic Group Finder dungeons and I didn't get a single one. So your mileage may vary, but from my experience, Mythic Plus is a far better route for farming it. It also does give you the opportunity to earn conduits and legendary patterns if you need those from specific dungeons. There are other ways you can earn Renown, but I figured the best 2 that you can do if you want to just spam through it really quickly are to kill some raid bosses and to do some low-level Mythic Plus dungeons. If you're a really fresh level 60 though, then doing your Covenant callings, killing the world boss, and doing your weekly Covenant quests are all fantastic ways that are pretty easy to do, and while they are a bit more time consuming for each Renown that you earn, they're a lot easier to handle on a lower level character. So I hope this information proves useful to you as you gear up and catch up any of your alts. If it did, then please consider leaving a like, a comment, or maybe even subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. It's all tremendously appreciated and helps a lot with the channel's growth. And as always, my gratitude to you, my viewers, commenters, subscribers, and especially my patrons, who all help make these Shiba Shenanigans possible. Thank you all so much for watching. This is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you guys around.